big one today. We got drama and we got respectful conversation. We're giving away another several $1,000 and a big thank you, plus some love shown for some other people and a special guest or two. So this one is going to be great. Roll that beautiful bean footage. I get it. Everyone wants more. And we got it for you. Yeah, puppy! Yeah, I know. I get it. Okay, more giveaways, more drama, and more subscribers. We just hit 11,000 subs. We haven't even finished celebrating hitting 10,000 a couple weeks ago. What do you think of that, Barkley? So what do you think, Barkley? Thumbs up? Yeah? Good boy. So without further ado, let's fire up the old internetally. Okay, so this tweet from Jonathan Snow, who, by the way, I think is really smart. I very well respect. Also won the season last year in my Dynasty Fantasy Football League for D2C operators. We've had tremendous conversations, so I wanted to share this because I'm seeing more and more people talk about Shopify audiences, and to be fair, a lot of folks just making wild claims, but this dude put money to it. This dude showed what happened. This guy broke it down, and I had some feedback for him. And to be fair, what I found lacking in this analysis was the context of the sustainability of these audiences. And I really wanted to know sort of how much retargeting was being done here. And ultimately spend share to CBO. And well, we got some of it. And we also got even more information, which I thought was great. Show this response from Jonathan. There we go. So Lord Snow, as it were, gave us great insight. And I think maybe I misspoke in my reply because I get it. These aren't retargeting audiences. I understand that. And this really opened up a very interesting conversation into what is your definition of success? What does success and good results actually mean? And we'll get more into that in just a minute. That, kids, by the way, is what we call a teaser. All right, give me some puppies. Yeah, that was Barkley who just ran away with the pup cup, and little Morrison that sat there and enjoyed it. Okay, now let's get to this week's giveaway because I don't want you all to wait any longer. Let's spin the wheel. Here we go. Okay, Matthias, you're the winner. For the record, Matthias entered actually, I think, the last 2 weeks as well. And when they entered, Matthias was like,
"Hey, can I enter more than once?"
I was like, you absolutely can. And if you want to win over $2,000 in giveaways and get a freebie just for doing it, all you have to do is share this video to your socials and send a screenshot to info@disruptorschool.com. You're gonna get a free ebook just for doing it. That's like $100 right there. I think technically 97. Okay, fair. And then you're gonna be entered in to win next week's prize, which will be our last giveaway of the month. So don't miss that. And we have a huge announcement next month. And we're gonna do a second chance prize for every single person that entered. So this is your last chance to get into it, but we're gonna have 2 big winners next week and a huge announcement, which I can't wait to share with you. And I gotta get onto some work because you deserve all of it. All right, so let's get back to the video. Going back to Shopify audiences here. My point is that we have to look at how our audiences are being used with reference to daily frequency. These Shopify audiences are often being used, and you can see inside the frequency number that they're being used as retargeting audiences. I'm not saying they're just hitting people in the middle of the funnel. What I'm trying to say is that Facebook is doing retargeting within these audiences. These users are seeing ads more and more often, which can be okay. And to be fair, at Broad, you are doing a lot of retargeting. Your frequency is never 1. But if your frequency, when you hit breakdown by day, is over 1.1, that's generally a mid-funnel audience. If it's over 1.2, or 1.3, that is bottom funnel. If 30% of your people are seeing your ad more than once on a daily basis, that's pretty hefty. And the use of them outside of a CBO is actually creating even more of a larger frequency because there is overlap between these efforts and others, which means individuals are seeing an ad not only in that one ad set, but all over the place. And you can validate this by going to the campaign level and seeing the daily frequency there. And often when I see a 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, we might see things as high as 1.4 or 1.5 at the campaign level because people are in multiple buckets. Remember, even at broad, these ads can be used as retargeting ads. We've talked about this inside the 4PI analysis, which is ultimately what I'd like to get into. You're running Shopify Audiences on your account and want to be the subject of a future video, let me know because I'm absolutely trying to get to the bottom of this and really want to crack it open for everyone to see. Now, what's most importantly is this isn't about exclusions. We're not talking about the classic funnel. This is about available inventory. Also, the fact that these audiences change often, like Jonathan said, is a big concern for me. We know that the typical customer journey isn't one day, right? It's not the first ad that you see, so it might take multiple touch points. Say it takes 5, right? Say your customer journey is more than 3 days long, and I spent 3 days trying to curate you to take an action, and then tomorrow you're gone. How much money are we wasting on users that won't be there? Well, one of the ways that we get around that is to retarget those high quality individuals over and over again. Our frequency increases. So even though our audiences are bigger, our CPMs tend to climb as our frequency does, which means maybe that audience is 3 million or 50 million people. But if we're reaching the same individuals over and over again at a way that far exceeds how broad we do it, and it costs us more money to do that, and those people are disappearing on a regular basis, how much money do you think you're actually bringing in to the business? And more importantly, how much of that is incremental? Ultimately, we can see this as higher costs and greater efficiencies. Now, to be fair, what we're seeing here is the bigger audiences have a lower CPM and are less efficient. Got it. The smaller audiences have a higher frequency and a higher CPA and a greater efficiency. Got it. It's a bottom funnel audience where the ads that are being shown inside of that ad set are being used more in a retargeting and bottom funnel fashion, which if we saw the daily frequency numbers, we could actually validate even more. If that's true, then the incremental lift would depreciate alongside the manufacturing of ad fatigue. Remember, ad fatigue is operator error as far as I'm concerned. And if we put this in a CBO, it'd be far easier to identify. But yeah, what I'd love to know is what is the daily frequency against these many audiences? And how does broad behave once these audiences are introduced? Because everybody says, well, the lookalike does better than broad, the Shopify does better than broad. And that really gets us down to the definition of success. Does the Facebook platform look better as the CPMs go up, as the frequency goes up? Meaning, does the Facebook reporting look better as Facebook is more heavily retargeting people? Basically saying, does our platform look more efficient? When ultimately it's not amplifying the business, but trying to compete with other channels on overall efficiency, even though its job is a business amplification device. What really matters here is easy peasy. When your ad gets more spend, what is the impact on your business's bottom line? When that spend happens based purely on a meritocracy, not setting ads up in an ad set budget optimization fashion, but where Facebook is spending where the users are gonna have the best experience. Where does that spend go? And more importantly, what happens to the omni-channel efficiency metrics when that happens? If your Facebook looks better and better and better, and ultimately that means you make less and less money, which happens all the time, then that's not good. And if you can't tell me this ad that got more spend improved my omni-channel efficiency, then you don't know if that ad was any good. And the TLDR of all of this is that most people I know that are running creative testing or audience testing and all of this other stuff, one of the biggest gaps is they can't tell me this ad spent more money And as a result, my business improved. Instead, they'll say something like this: well, we don't trust Facebook attribution, and we know that the customer journey is more than one click off the first impression. We also know that ROAS is the attributed revenue, but we know the attribution is kind of nonsense. So the numerator in ROAS is inaccurate. And the denominator, because most of the spend today isn't the reason that sales happened, it's just another thing that happened to happen at the same time, has no correlation with the numerator. So ultimately, that means that these ads look better when you use a metric that says the spend today that has no correlation with the inaccurate revenue looks good. To me, it's a very low confidence way of learning your business. And if your ad account is too complicated to see the impact of any ad, then your ad account is too complicated to know if you're doing any good to begin with. And I want to end with this. This will be my very last video that I'm shooting here. I'm breaking literally all of this down as soon as I smash the button to say done. Like all of this like IKEA stuff, like this, and this. This is all going away. I've been in this office for over 2 years now, and I've made thousands and thousands of friends from what I've done on camera here, and it has meant the world to me. And I'm gonna get a tattoo tomorrow, because life is for the living. We grow and we evolve, and yeah, that's change, and it's a beautiful thing. And I got a new place coming, and I'm super excited to share it with you. And before we go, I just want to give a big shout out to Chase Mosani for becoming the CMO of Heatmap. Check it out, Heatmap. This is the greatest CRO tool to ever exist. And to have somebody who did phenomenal work for Pencil now be the fella who's in charge of all the marketing for this, I cannot wait to see what happens. It's super exciting. And that's another weird way to end it. So with that being said, that's our show. And next time you see me, I'll be in a completely different place. Until next time, don't forget to like and subscribe, share this with your friends. If there's anything that you'd like me to cover on next week's episode, please feel free to tag me. Until then, I'll see you on the internet. Bye. Bye, office. This will be the last time. Until I hit this button, nobody will see anything anymore. Nobody will see it.